I would say like we've really tried to, at the core of it, we've grown our YouTube community by paying close attention to what are creators doing in the real world, what are they interested in, and how can we actually help content that's helpful for them.
Welcome back to another installment of the Next Gen Case Study series. On today's episode, we have Julia Enthoven, who is the co-founder and CEO of Kapwing, a leading creative platform that empowers creators to make videos, GIFs, and images with ease. Before launching Kapwing, Julia honed her skills at Google as an associate product manager and gained valuable experience as a software engineering intern at Apple. Under her leadership, Kapwing has become a prominent player in the digital media creation space, integrating AI to innovate and enhance user experiences, which is why we're excited to have her on the show. Julia, welcome to the program.
Thanks so much for having me and for that great intro.
Yeah, the pleasure's all mine. I'm really curious to learn more about how Kapwing came to be, and I guess that might be a really great place to start. If you wouldn't mind, maybe just to give us a couple of minutes on, who you are, where you came from, and how you ended up co-founding Kapwing.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm Julia. I'm from Dallas originally. And yeah, born and raised there. I've always been really interested in education technologies, and that brought me to Stanford, where I started out studying public policy and being really interested in public policy. I've always been involved with schools and care a lot about, how do we build better classrooms for kids too. But as happens at Stanford, I was pulled into my first computer science class my sophomore year and absolutely loved it. I found computer science surprisingly so creative and super challenging in a way that, I really enjoyed. And I ended up switching from public policy to studying computer science and applied math while I was on the farm, so they say. And yeah, I still had my love for education in the background, and that ended up also becoming a piece of my career and what we do at Kapwing, because obviously creating videos is something that students do a lot of, and Kapwing is now also an important tool for teachers and for students who are making videos in the classroom. Yeah, and then back to kind of like my standard main thread, I ended up interning as a software engineer and then going into Google's associate product management program, which is for software engineers training to be product managers, and learned a ton in my time at Google. I got to meet amazing technologists and product thinkers and learn from really best practices for a company that has studied everything from machine learning to, mobile user behavior to, how to structure performance reviews. And a lot of that culture we inherited at Kapwing also. The most important thing probably that happened at Google was that I met my co-founder there. We were working together on image search. So, what happens when you type in, Christina Aguilera, and you can look at images of her. While working on image search, we worked on features related to bringing more videos and GIFs into the Google search surface, into the Google SERP. And that was sort of our introduction. This was back in 2016, 2017, to just how much video was taking off as a medium. And video was just becoming so important for tons of new consumer and business categories on Google search. At the same time, we had experienced ourselves as consumers how difficult it was to make videos still. My co-founder was making this like family vacation video from Costa Rica and just experiencing how difficult it was to do basic things in like iMovie, Adobe Premiere. And so although we weren't video creators ourselves, we wanted to make video creation much more accessible to the average person. So that the average, desk worker or office worker could use video as a storytelling medium and not feel like it was too technically challenging for them to jump into. So that is kind of how we learned about the problem space of starting of Kapwing. And when we left in 2017, left Google, we built the first version of the product ourselves from scratch. We just lived out of our own savings, bootstrapped, eventually we were able to grow enough that we could raise money and hire a team to build out what I think is a really powerful video creation and editing platform. So yeah, that's some of the story of how I got to Kapwing. It was really the opportunity to work with Eric, who I think is an incredible product engineer, and just the problem space of making this thing that's so essential for, running for office or for starting a business or just growing an audience online, like making video just more accessible to everyone. Um, so that is how I got to where I am now. That was, I guess, 6, 7 years ago. And yeah, now Kapwing has millions of users. Tens of millions of people have used Kapwing in the last year, and we support hundreds of thousands of projects every day. So that's I'm on the journey.
I remember when YouTube and Google merged, and YouTube made video so much more important to just our entire to the fabric of culture and the internet, and how it's fed into meme culture now and a whole bunch of other things. And then uh marketing, I don't want to say marketing comes in, because marketing always seeps into everything everywhere, but it has made it really difficult to keep up with the the momentum that the market has gained, in the way that the regular mom and pop businesses, the owner operated small businesses, can't necessarily keep up with the fact that they need to become, basically secondarily to their main offer, a media company. They need to be producing content and creating videos and putting that out there to the world. And I'm an Adobe guy. I grew up on Adobe. Love Adobe. I am a huge advocate for the work that they do. However, I will say that the first thing that I know about Adobe is that it's a very complicated software. I cut my chops doing music videos, and I know that that was something when I came across Kapwing a long, long time ago, like when you guys first came out, and the challenge for me was that it was a little bit too simple for the things that I want in out of a video software. And now I get it. I understand that, on one hand, movie producers and, big film production needs a complicated software like Adobe. But then the regular everyday person needs a video or a video editing software like Kapwing. So how did you kind of approach bridging that gap and keeping things simple while still enabling people to have access to tools that would elevate their own production ability?
So I would say we definitely toe this line. How do we make Kapwing as powerful as possible without, making it feel intimidating, or that you
Mhm.
need a lot of technical knowledge to get started to navigate the interface. I fundamentally believe that that problem is about great design. And I also think Adobe is a great company, but one thing that they struggle with is their software is desktop-based software, which means you can really only ship changes, like once a quarter or like once a month. It's not something that's constantly getting changes or updates, whereas at Kapwing, we can run A/B tests. We can be a lot more nimble because Kapwing is fully based in the cloud. It's
Mhm.
fully in the browser. Another sort of advantage of Kapwing versus Adobe Premiere is that it's fully collaborative at every stage. So if you're working with a colleague who you're editing videos with, or you want to review something from someone on your team, you can look at the same draft version of the video together in real time, and you can even edit that video together in real time. And you can also leave comments and feedback on the video, and that just makes the learning how to create video much easier and means that teams can work together a lot more seamlessly. So it's a video, hosting and collaboration combined with editing together. And we think that that's really powerful, just like, other companies like Figma have changed the way that we, design user experience. We think Kapwing can change the way that people create video, make it a lot faster and easier to work together. So to answer your question, also, I think that AI can also play a role in how you find tools and use the interface. We aspire to have an interface itself where if you're not sure where something is, or you want to do something but you're not sure how, that you can just ask a chatbot essentially to help you find the right sequences of tools. We think that it's just going to get easier to make design great because of the conversational interface that's been unlocked in the last couple of years. So that's something we're still, working on, and we're constantly working to make our design better. We're constantly taking feedback from our users and adding in new features. But I think that if you try Kapwing again, you'll find that it's much more comparable to the power of Premiere than the product that you tried 2 years ago. And yeah, I think that it's also, easy to use if you're just getting started with video for the first time. So those are two things that we kind of always holding in balance.
Yeah, creating something that's powerful enough that people who are advanced users still have the capability that they need to be able to be creative and collaborate. I love that, the collaborative element of it, and the fact that everything kind of lives in the cloud. That's a really powerful way that our tools and online connectivity, I guess I'll call it, has kind of evolved to allow us to be able to do these things in real time. So it's a really powerful breakthrough. When it comes to now kind of communicating this with the people that you aim to have as customers, I imagine that there are some challenges in terms of helping them, first of all, understand that it doesn't have to be complicated, but then second of all, um, giving them the hands-on experience to be able to get in there, tinker around, make a mess with things, and still be confident that they have the ability to use the tool. So I wonder how your marketing messages have kind of shaped the growth of the business.
Yeah, I mean, we are, as you said before, we are also partially a media company ourselves. And, that is really aligned with our mission and our vision. Like, we tell stories, we use our own product, we have in-house video creators, and we also share with other creators and creative teams, marketing and comms teams, how they can use Kapwing to speed up their own workflows and sort of navigate the changing world of digital media. So, we acquire customers almost entirely through two methods. Well, I guess there's a third, maybe, is sort of word of mouth and organic growth.
Hmm.
But we acquire customers through search and through YouTube mostly. So search, we have a vibrant search presence. We write and make materials about video marketing, about content creation, about trends that are happening in digital media, and we write that content really with the aim of how do we help people to make better video content and learn more about the changing landscape. And we also have a vibrant YouTube community with, I guess, almost 200,000 subscribers, where we talk about trends that are happening in digital media, changes, and we kind of review new products and share more about how Kapwing can be used to accelerate content creation workflows. So those are our two main sources of growth. I guess along the lines of the third one around word of mouth, when you use Kapwing for free, there's a watermark that's added on the video. And that watermark has been shared by, among other people. Back in the day, it was shared by Kanye. Recently, it was shared by Elon Musk. It was shared by President Zelensky of Ukraine. So a lot of people are out there using Kapwing for free and also sharing the videos with the watermark on them. And that also helps us to grow because it grows our brand awareness.
Something really powerful that I clicked or picked up on as you were kind of sharing that was that you have over 200,000 subscribers. And I mean, pardon my ignorance here, but for a SaaS company, that is a substantial amount of subscribers, considering I'm just going to use this as a cornerstone for people to understand. The godfather of SaaS, Russell Brunson himself, and ClickFunnels, the website building platform that millions and millions and millions of people use, only has like 16,000 subscribers. So what is it about the work that you're doing that has created such a powerful community in such a small time frame as well? Like that's a monumental accomplishment.
So I would say a few things. So, I mean, how do you learn how to edit videos? You go to YouTube. If you're making videos for the first time, you're probably going to YouTube to learn about it. And, we had that like instinct very early on when we were creating the company. We hired like interns super early on as some of our first hires to start creating just basic video editing tutorials. How do you rotate a video? How do you slow it down? How do you reverse a video? And those things would kind of introduce people to Kapwing for the first time. Then in 2020 and 2021, there was just an insane explosion around making videos. Tons of people were making videos for the first time. And we really rode that wave. We helped people learn how to do tons of different trends, how to make an NFT, how to like do, whatever, the silhouette challenge on TikTok, how to do all sorts of other kind of like marketing and just individual consumer related tasks. And then since then in 2020, like 3 and 24, we also have done a lot of coverage around how AI can be used to create content and speed up content operations. And there's been a lot of consumer interest in what's happening with AI, like about, things like Sora and AI video generators, and how like you can use, image generators to make YouTube thumbnails and things like that. So I would say like we've really tried to, at the core of it, we've grown our YouTube community by paying close attention to what are creators doing in the real world, what are they interested in, and how can we actually help content that's helpful for them as kind of the primary driver of how we make content.
And so, as you are going through this content kind of storm of just, like you said, riding that wave of all these new searches that are coming to the internet for people that are, I blame the whole pandemic situation as part of this because everybody went, hey, listen, I can't work anymore, so I need to create an opportunity somewhere else. So a lot of people tried to create content-based brands, and um, there's this influx now of people trying to search and figure out how they do it. Um, how do you measure what's working and what's not working, and what to do more of and what to do less of? Like, are there specific metrics that you were looking for as you were going through that, or were you just flying by the seat of your pants because the wave was just that strong?
We have like done so many iterations on our YouTube strategy overall. And it has not always been easy. Like we had a time where we were making a lot of sort of consumer focused content, and then we felt like we had a misalignment of our core company mission on helping people to market their businesses through using video as a medium. And we shifted our, content to be more focused, less on kind of just consumer growth, getting as many eyeballs as possible, and more on how do we really help marketers who are, who have also like a business to grow. So I think that one of our main like metrics that we look at is what are the referrals from YouTube to our website. And we also use campaign links on our own YouTube videos and when we work with, influencers on YouTube, so that we can see how many customers are being referred to Kapwing. First, how many people come to Kapwing, then how many people come to Kapwing and make a video, and then, how many people actually upgrade to a subscription, to a paid subscription. So those are sort of the ways we look at attribution. That said, I mean, the attribution problem is very hard. Like social media is like a dark space to some degree. People find out about Kapwing through TikTok, for example, and we will see like a TikTok video go viral or like traffic surging, but not any like link with our attribution, or people, when they fill out the survey, they aren't even telling us that that's how they found Kapwing, through this TikTok video. So it is difficult to find out which videos are really like creating the attribution that we want. And then, yeah, I mean, another piece of this that's hard is, organic versus sponsored, like how much of it is related to our own investment and our own initiatives versus just people feel passionate about what we're doing and want to tell our story with us. We definitely see like organic content being made about Kapwing because people want to help us spread the message, like this podcast, for example. Yeah, there's like a fine line between sort of like, what you're, going after and the content that actually gets made.
Yeah, the really cool phenomenon is watching you and your team creating the content, this how to, do this, do that, and then using your software as a part of it. But then there becomes a community of people who avidly use this tool and who are teaching others to use that tool for different purposes that maybe you and your marketing team never even thought were possible, or little hacks and things like that that didn't exist before that now exist because of your product's capabilities. On that, in that regard, I'd love to maybe explore how you and your team have been implementing the AI technologies. I get we've kind of covered, um, you know, tier one or level one kind of support, tech support or like questions and answers and having like a chat bot and things like that. But I'm thinking more about there's this tool that I came across maybe half a year ago called Opus Clips, and I'm sure you're familiar with that. It's an AI driven tool that finds viral or potentially viral clips out of your long form content to allow you to repurpose it and put it out on social media. And um, but they're very, very specific, and that's the only thing that they do. So I wonder, being that you are a little bit more of a full suite video editing software, are there other ways that you're integrating AI into the tools that you're giving to your clients?
Yeah, so would love to talk about that. We have about 15 different AI-powered workflows that help people to use kind of the power of AI to create content much faster. We have a competitor to the Opus Clip workflow you just described, and I think it's a lot better and faster for a few reasons. And which means you can bring in like a long form recording or a long form like interview, upload it into Kapwing. We will use AI to identify highlights, and we also will give you the full capability to edit those highlights. So you can use the transcript, like select different parts or like, restore parts that were cut out. And yeah, that can be really helpful in terms of finding the best things to share. A few other things I'll just mention about that workflow. You can also have like saved formats, like your saved like subtitle styles and your saved like aspect ratios. You can add in a hook at the beginning. You can follow the speaker in the video. So there's a lot of sort of like feature power that comes from these new AI technologies that is just embedded right into Kapwing to sort of help with the task of getting from a long form to short form video as quickly as possible. So yeah, definitely recommend checking it out if you're a podcaster, or if you are a internal comms professional or a marketing professional who is trying to make video content from your existing trove of video and audio content in the past. We also have a really popular AI dubbing suite. So this basically takes a video and translates the main speaker's voice into another language. So for example, you can start with an English language video and translate that into French or Spanish or Mandarin or something like 35 other languages that we support. This is really powered by automatic transcription, translation, and then cloning the voice of the speaker and creating a synthetic voiceover in that person's voice that is then matched to the, timed out to the original video so that they look like they run seamlessly together. So our AI dubbing suite is being used by many of our enterprise customers, lots of internal communications teams that are making videos for there are multiple different workforces that speak different languages or for different countries. So highly recommend checking it out if you are, someone who has multiple different language speakers that you want to reach. We just wrote an article about how this is a really powerful tool for ESL teachers or teachers that are kicking off the school year with parents who have multiple different languages, native languages. You can use our dubbing product to really translate your own voice into those other languages and help make your content more accessible to them. We have, like I mentioned, video transcription and subtitling as a main part of our business. Also video translation, like translating the captions. Several others I can mention here, like cleaning the audio of an audio track. We use AI-powered technologies to reduce background noise and sort of enhance the voice of the speaker. We have a workflow around identifying the speaker in the video so that if it's like an interview recording like this, you can focus on the speaker when each person is talking. So yeah, those are some of the ways that you can use AI to speed up your own video creation workflows if you're a marketer or comms team. Yeah, lots more to explore in Kapwing, but those are some of our top workflows, or most popular AI workflows.
As somebody who is obsessed with systemization and processes and trying to create workflows that are efficient and quick, I can definitely say how much I appreciate, on behalf of the rest of the community, having access to tools that allow us as editors to be able to very quickly do that cumbersome task of like identifying the speakers, making sure that the cuts happen at the right times, and adding the subtitles and doing all those things. So to create the functionality to make the workflow quicker is something that even myself, I'm now contemplating. Hey, I wonder if this is something that I can implement into my own workflow. So that's really exciting. So Julia, as we kind of come to the close of our time together here, I wonder if we can look a little bit forward into the future at some of the things that you're aiming at. What are some of the new technologies that you guys are developing or trying to bring to market?
So we have a major focus on our dubbing suite and dubbing product. We want to keep making it better, and we really believe that Kapwing's product is the best in this space, and we want it to continue, attracting customers and leaders. We also are putting a lot of investment into our AI video generator. What this does is it takes a script or just a prompt, and it transforms that into a video. So it's like ideal if you're making like informational, what some people might call faceless videos for social media or for any other purpose. These are videos that are about a topic, and you want to pull in sort of like stock video from across the web. But we're adding in, we're investing a lot in this product. So how do you just go from written content like a script or an article or like a topic, and transform that into video that has relevant visuals and really solid sounding text to speech or speech overlaid on top. So yeah, if you're trying to automate your video creation strategy by taking topics that are relevant to your audience and turning those into video to grow on social media or on YouTube, you can use Kapwing to do that. And we would love feedback about how the AI video generator is working for you. So yeah, those are two major areas of investment for this year. In addition, like really our core bread and butter is exactly like, media teams, small media teams, or small marketing teams who are trying to automate more of the video creation process and workflow. We have all sorts of like brand templatization that can help with just setting up a workflow so that you can just put it on autopilot every time you're making a video or formatting a video for social. So yeah, we are always, of course, like fielding feedback and feature requests from our users to just make the core experience better also.
Yeah, that's exciting. That's really powerful stuff, and I'm definitely looking forward to getting in there and testing some of this stuff, because the getting our time back, I think, is one of the biggest hurdles that we're all facing as uh people in business right now with the State of the Union. Like it's very tough to keep up with, guys like Alex Hormozy or Gary Vaynerchuk, who are putting out 400 pieces of content a day across 12 different platforms. It's like, how can we even come close to comparing with that? Even putting one thing out a day is really difficult for most people. So to be able to streamline that and take just simple ideas and turn them into tangible and usable videos, that's a really exciting prospect. So I'm looking forward to watching the development of that, and maybe even giving it a go myself and providing some feedback from my own experience. Julie, this has
Yeah.
been wonderful. You've been very generous with your time and your wisdom, and I'm very grateful for that. As we wrap things up here, I wonder if you could, just thinking about other people who are kind of out there up to things, trying to create new solutions, uh, but facing some of the challenges that come along with that. I wonder if there's a piece of advice that you could offer them to help them along the way.
Oh my gosh. I mean, there's so many different pieces of advice I could say. I think that, I have a tactical piece of advice and a more abstract one. My tactical advice is learn about SEO and don't like undervalue the power of organic search, even on social media. I think it's super valuable. And I think it's worthwhile for every founder to learn a little bit about SEO. My like more abstract advice is that I think, at the end, I've been doing this now for 7 years and we've been through so many ups and downs. And I think that at the end of the day, building a great business is really about keeping great people, smart people to get working together. And, if you're just starting out, like start with the people that you love working with, that you think are great. And, follow the problem and the solution after really getting the people right. That would be kind of my abstract advice to new entrepreneurs. And, it's something that I'm constantly thinking about, even at this point in the journey.
I love the split between high level and tangible, actionable advice. Very, very, very good. If somebody wanted to reach out to you, Julie, to pick your brain further or perhaps work with you, what's the best way for them to do that?
I'd say the best way is you can reach me at julia@kapwing.com over email. You can also connect with me on LinkedIn or on Twitter. Very, like I said, love hearing feedback from our users too. So if you have ideas about how we can make Kapwing better, about how we can help you automate your video creation workflows, please let me know. I would love to talk.
Wonderful. We'll make sure to link to all that stuff in the show notes. And if you wanted to reach my team for any reason, you can visit nextgengrowth.com. Otherwise, that's it for this episode. Thanks for joining us for this conversation, and I will see you in the next.